The 2007 financial crisis will always be remembered for the extent of damage that it brought onto the world economy. What started as a mortgage problem in the United States quickly spilled into other jurisdictions, causing difficulties of global proportions. The world's output, which usually grows every year, actually shrank in 2009. Many people lost their jobs, their homes, and found their financial assets were at greatly reduced values. Those who lost their life savings were not only those in the troubled institutions. They were everywhere. Which is why this crisis was seen as the second coming of the Great Depression. Financial authorities had to take a hard look at what went wrong and to rethink what we understood of financial markets and how these markets should be regulated and supervised. In the aftermath of this crisis, the pursuit of financial stability has now become a definitive policy objective and the underlying principle behind the global reform agenda. What is financial stability?
To understand financial stability, we must first understand its objective, to have a financial system that meets the needs of the public. While that sounds simple, in reality it's much more complicated. Stability requires a financial system that can manage disruptions. Having that system will allow everyone to go about their business, both in good times and in bad. With a stable financial system, disruptions do not get amplified and have a negative effect on the rest of the economy.
Why should we care? The point then of financial stability is that it preserves the health of the financial system. This is in addition to our traditional concern for the well-being of financial consumers or the health of financial institutions. For consumers and corporations, a properly functioning financial market is an absolute necessity. They rely on the financial market to bridge where they are today with their economic aspirations of tomorrow. Consumers use the financial system to store savings, which can later on be used to acquire financial assets as well as real properties. Through the financial market, we can avail of housing loans, car loans, or credit card services. We can now pay our bills online and transfer funds to family, friends, and other beneficiaries. Corporations will find it difficult to operate their business without a financial system. They need to raise large amounts of funds through loans or securities. Like consumers, they can also transfer funds or settle their obligations, but in amounts that are quite large and in a more time-sensitive manner.
Financial authorities, on the other hand, are accountable to consumers and corporations through the quality and the health of the financial market. After all, financial stability is as much about enhancing the welfare of financial market stakeholders as it is about avoiding the cost of instability.
Why should we pursue financial stability? Because the lesson from the GFC is not only that crises cause significant dislocations. They do. They always do. The bigger lesson is that the financial system does not get healthy by itself. We need to take care of it. Because there are risks too, and by the system, that can disrupt the delivery of financial products and services. These disruptions can then negatively impact the rest of the economy. These risks are what we call systemic risks. They are different from the specific risks that financial institutions and financial consumers knowingly face. Systemic risks are always present, but we may not know of them in advance because they arise from the way different institutions and different agents interact with each other. As this interaction evolves through time and across locations, then systemic risks also evolve. Then there is this idea called the fallacy of composition, which simply says that what may be good for each and every institution may not be good for the system as a whole. This necessity of managing systemic risks makes the pursuit of financial stability a complex task. We now have to consider the interlinkages that grow with the system and may be difficult to completely capture. And since the financial system is a vast network of agents, products, and institutions, coordination among financial authorities is key to achieving financial stability.
Financial stability might sound technical, but ultimately it aims to provide us with a strong financial system that allows us to pursue our aspirations amidst any disruptions in the market and in the world. This is financial stability, and it matters to all.